English learners are afraid to sound natural. And today I'm going to try to prove to you why that's true. We're going to be taking a look at a practice that may make you feel uncomfortable, may make you feel like you're speaking wrong, may make you feel like you're talking in a way that no one could possibly understand, but that in reality is going to actually add a natural element to your speech. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show, which is Wake Up American. We are here Monday through Friday, typically around 8 a.m. New York, though sometimes a bit earlier, like now, to make sure that you get in your 5 to 10 minutes of American English practice for today, because that's what it takes. It takes showing up constantly for yourself. And if I'm showing up for you more often than you are showing up for you, that is a problem, right? And to guide you in this process, there is me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. It's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds and strengthen your vowel sounds. And what we're going to need to do today is to do all of those things because we're going to be looking at a couple of sentences, which are these right here. I'll bring them up in the chat. And I think the big thing that we have to remember is that our goal is not clarity. Our goal is a natural sound. And I think that's something that a lot of other, if you're really interested in just sounding clear, making sure people understand you, we're not going to be the best resource for you. I want to help you have a natural American accent by doing the things that Americans do and not the things that other English learners are doing. And that is going to include reducing your consonant sounds and giving enough space to your vowels. Okay, so all of these phrases here, just take a moment. If you're watching this on YouTube, take a moment to kind of say these to yourselves. What's up to Matt Levitt hanging out with us? Great to see you. Take a moment, just kind of read these to yourself. And you may have read these like, I don't know. Where do you go? Who are you with? How are you? Is that and when'll you leave? Which can certainly work, and that's clear and understandable. You can even make those sound pretty natural in American English as well. You can find Americans that will pronounce it that way. But something that you may encounter is like, have you ever like watched a movie or a show and you heard them talk and you see the subtitles and they'll have these words, but then you listen to them and you're like, it didn't sound anything like what was written. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the text. I'm interested in what is the actual sound that native speakers are using when they are producing these things. Okay, so let us take a look at this first one. And I'm going to ask you to be a little bit uncomfortable because the consonant sounds are removing your clarity and not allowing you necessarily to sound American. So let's do our vowel sounds. We have an I sound, we have an O sound, we have an O sound. And our pitch pattern for all these little phrases is we're going to be high, then low, then high. So we're going to get kind of this little movement here. Hello, also to Ganshim, checking in with us. So we want to make sure we get the pitch because the only way this is going to work is if you do the right pitches. Otherwise, it's going to turn to mush. People are going to have a hard time understanding you, I promise. Okay, so the first one, we have an I sound, O, and O. Ah. Ah. So you can't say I don't know. But you could also just say, oh, oh. You've probably seen it. People shrugging too. Oh, oh. Okay, so instead of I don't know, oh. As you do these, it can be a little bit scary because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, no one's going to understand me when I'm talking. But you have to have some faith. Pronunciation often is a psychological issue. It's not a physical issue. We have to get over our fear. How about the next one? We have where, so we have an air, oo, oh. Where you go? Where you go? So instead of saying, where do you go? Hey, where you go? Where you go? Where you go? I said, where do you go? Where you go? Okay. The other thing we need to understand too is that these will make sense in context. So maybe we don't have any context as we're practicing here, but if you're actually in conversation with someone, you know, they're telling a story or there's a situation happening. So you just need to make sure you're hitting the right sounds that your listener is expecting in order to get the right sound for them to understand you. Our next one, so we have hooer, we have a U sound, oo, and with, short I, Ur, u, eh. Who are you with? Who are you with? Who are you with? It's gonna say, who are you with? 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 You have to make sure you get enough pitch contrast. Who are you with? Who are you with? Who with? You with? Who are you with? Who are you with? Okay. Ciao, Mattia. Grazie, sei stato con noi. Our next one, we have how, are, and you. How are you? Okay. How are you can become, how are you? How are you? Hey, good morning. How are you? Good morning. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Okay. Make sure you get again the pitch contrast. How are you? Our next one, we have is, we have that, and we have a. So that, that. So for instance, if you said, is that a problem? 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 See what's happening there? It's not saying, is that a problem? We can reduce it. I just need to have the right syllables in the right moment and the right pitch level. Is that a problem? Is that a problem? Hey, you said you needed a meeting about the order from last night. Is that a problem? Okay. And our last one, we have when'll, we have you, and we have leave. So, but instead of saying when'll you leave, we have an S sound, an U sound, and an E sound. When'll you leave? When you leave? When you leave? Oh, I saw that you bought a flight ticket. When you leave? You're traveling tomorrow, right? When you leave? When you leave? When'll you leave? When you leave? When you leave? Okay. So let's kind of just run through these one final time, doing them standard and then with the reduction. I don't know. Oh. Where'd you go? Where you go? Who are you with? Who are you with? How are you? How are you? Is that a just trying to get the pattern. Is that yeah. When you leave? When will you leave? When you leave? Okay. This can be tricky. So if you want to make sure you're using reductions in a way that could sound natural to a native speaker, I do want to just highlight, we have a couple people here actually in it. We have a pronunciation group on Telegram. It looks like this. Every day I post a challenge and our group members can send audio of themselves saying the challenge. So if you want to practice these reductions and make sure you're doing them in a way that works and is understandable and that is natural, if your goal is to have natural English and you want to check to make sure it sounds natural, Telegram group, we can tell you that every single day. You can work on phrases that are in your own life, maybe from a meeting or a presentation you have the next time you're talking with friends, or maybe just for practicing on your own and trying to imitate. We would love to help you with that. More information at fluentamerican.com. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do have to run to a class, but hey, there's a million pronunciation resources. So the fact that you're here with us every day, or maybe this is your first time, just want to let you know we greatly appreciate it. Once more, my name is Jeff from Rounds of Breath. One of the 4 keys natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath. Trying to weaken your consonant sound, strengthen your vowels. I will see you all later. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon.